Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. I've just been watching your Fat Sherlock Holmes video that you generated. Fantastic.
Yeah, I just did it in the background. So I just I just asked Claude to make it. I didn't even write a full prompt. I just give it like one line and moved on.
And it created it. I
Yeah.
don't know what it created, but it was pretty high spec.
Yeah, no, it's great for like one prompt and 32 minutes of me doing other stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome.
How is everyone else? Thank you everyone for joining this water cooler. As you may know, there are a lot of familiar faces, but as always, I'm gonna go through and say that if you have any names and topics, please drop them in the chat. Water cooler is the time and place to talk about all things life here. So everyone gets 5 minutes to talk about what they want, share updates, and we're gonna stick to that 5 minutes. But if there are any questions afterwards, it can always be longer. So again, if you have anything that you want to talk about, please drop your name and topic in the chat. We're gonna give it a few minutes so everyone can join, and then we're gonna start around 5 past.
Hello, hello.
Rick, how are we doing, man?
Good, good. Can can't stay long. Sorry? Oh, I'm hearing myself. It's like
The ultimate madness.
is it fixed now?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice, nice. No, 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 doing good. How? Okay, I hear myself.
Get off.
Where that? Can you
Is it?
use headphones or something? I don't know.
Oh, is it me? Okay, try again.
I think it is. And it's fixed. So how are you guys doing? That's what I was asking before. I could not concentrate because I was hearing myself.
Very good. It's about 30 degrees here in the UK, which is can be wonderful if you are not in a crowded city. Can be absolutely hell. But I mean, this is to most people, at least in the US, this is complete child play. 30 degrees. It is mild compared to last week as well.
Do you have an air conditioning or not?
Of course not. No, absolutely not. Um, It is
Then
it
it's
is a mighty week though. There is a very big event happening tomorrow, which I think everyone on this call is aware of. Can you guess the event?
I know it. Do other people know it?
Can you guess it though?
You mean I can guess it. You mean tomorrow, like demo event, the water, no, the live product update, or is this outside of live career?
You've fallen into that trap. No, it's actually where England finally beat Argentina and proceed to
Oh yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
World
yeah.
Cup final.
I'm way too work focused here, live
I
career
think
focused.
I think there's some sort of live peer event as well, but I'm not sure about that. But I am sure that yeah, it will be coming home this year when we beat the French in the final.
So if you guys lose, we will not see you for a couple of days, I think, because I think
Yeah,
France will win. To be honest,
compassionate leave, I think is what it's called.
yeah, you would need that. I think France will win.
Allez le bleu. No,
Okay.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. It's not recording yet. You didn't hear that.
It is. We're streaming and also we're we're recording. So yeah, I think everyone heard that. But yeah, let's dive right into it. I think I don't see anyone new joining, but I'm just gonna reiterate what I said in the beginning, which is like if you have any name and topic for the water cooler, please drop it in the chat. Water cooler is the place that we talk about all things live here. And to start it, I'm just gonna share my screen and quickly go through a couple of announcements. The first one is that tomorrow at 4 p.m. British Summer Time, or I don't know other time zones, but please check in Discord. Uh, there's going to be a huge update on live PR project. I'll it would be amazing if anyone that is in this call also joins that call because it's going to be super interesting. I'm sure Rich is going to talk about it more. And the other announcement from my side is that LIP 118 is moving to last call for updates. So please check it out on the forum. Rick just dropped the link for the forum to the chat. So yeah, check that out. Apart from that, you can always give us any ideas, any suggestions that you have through the suggestion pipeline. You can send them to me or Rich on Discord or use the suggestion Discord channel in the server. And that's how you can contribute to the live PR roadmap. And lastly, on the accountability side, it's the middle of the month, so there isn't a lot of updates from any of the SPAs. But as you can see, this is the current status that we have, and hopefully by the end of the month, we have a lot more updates from different SPAs. Everyone is like heads down working right now, so uh, yeah, that's basically all the updates from my side. One question. Is the sharing for others? Did it work for anyone? It was working for me.
It worked. It worked for me. Maybe just try again.
It didn't
Okay.
work for me.
Your audio is a bit patchy as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? That's weird. Yeah, but to be honest with you, I it wasn't much to like see. I just gave you the announcements and read through everything. And I'll just send the link to the roadmap. So if anyone wants to like check it out, they can easily do it. So and Rick is watching the video, I think.
That intro music from Rick.
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna put
was
this up in a minute.
uh,
Okay.
so yeah. Let's dive right into the update. So I don't know, Define, if you want to do a name and topic. Oh, can't talk today. Okay. So you have the update in the chat. The first one is Rich with the project updates for tomorrow. So Rich, take it away.
Awesome. This is very, very brief. Can someone actually share the event while I'm speaking? But yeah, Doug and Steph are not on this call, but they've and Chung behind the scenes as well. They've been working super hard on this update that will be going out tomorrow. I think the attendance looks really good. We've got about 53 people who have registered. Just be aware that it is a Google Meet that will be joining. There will be permissions in there, so just be aware of that. If you do need to do anything beforehand, make sure you've done it so it's not a surprise. The point is that we all know how much of a shambles Discord can be when it's overloaded. So yeah, thanks, Medad. Yes, in terms of the topic, it's going to be a really exciting a series of announcements from Doug and really starting a long term discussion around both the um, demand side product, looking at network, protocol, and how it all works together. This is the culmination and continuation of a lot of work that's been done, not just by the foundation, obviously, but by Inc., by the community. And it's super exciting to see all of this come together. There's been a lot of work behind the scenes by Doug and Steph and some other contributors. So super excited for that. Make sure you're there. We will be taking questions. We're trying to capture a lot of questions during the discussion. There'll be a feedback form which we're going to ask everyone to quickly um, to quickly go through in the 5-10 minutes following the event, and there'll also be a forum post that goes out where people can express and reply. So yeah, super excited. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to reach out to me directly. I'll also be following up. I know I've spoken with a lot of folks before. I'll be following up with folks after as well, so that we make sure that everyone gets their say in moving forward. Any questions on that? I think it's more like an update to an update, very much non-update, but make sure you're there for tomorrow. I'm going to presume no questions. Okay, cool. The other brief topic that I wanted to discuss is around liquidity. Um, the This is something that a couple of people have raised uh, in a DM to me over the last week. There was for a brief period, I think it was the liquidity was suffering. Same with Ethereum. We have solved the situation with our market makers, but at the same time, this is a topic, particularly DEX liquidity, is a topic that we brought up. The foundation, Ben was leading this earlier in the year, and we are continuing to watch and analyze this. We're also conscious that there is going to be some announcements tomorrow, so we don't want to sort of jump the gun on that. But as those announcements come in, we are aware that liquidity will be an important topic moving forward, and can open up that discussion again, particularly from a DEX perspective, where obviously we can have more sort of programmatic control over liquidity. So yeah, just wanted to raise it as there was uh, the slippage was quite bad over the weekend, but it's been fixed. Or sorry, on Friday, but it's been fixed. So, any questions on any of that? I'm going to take that as a no.
I don't think so.
Right, I will stop talking then. Thanks a lot.
Yep. Thank you very much, Rich. Thank you for the update. John, would like to. Yeah, how are you, mate?
Doing good. How's everybody today?
Great. Thank you very much. Yep.
I'll
Feel
go ahead
free
and
to
share
take it
my
away.
screen and
Yeah.
give an update. Sure. Just a moment. I'll do screen one here. Okay. Um, so I've got a few updates to post on the forum still. So we had like the holiday and things got a little slippage there on the timelines, but I've been working through Payment House and Open Meter to provide a very clear distinction between just like discounts, allowed usage on a subscription plan versus actual paid credits that are applied, because these two concepts are different in Open Meter, and it was an important thing to focus in on and delineate across the application. So every new user in Payment House now will get automatically subscribed to a subscription plan, which gives them $5 of default credit. In this case, you can see we've used about 15 cents on this account. And then, if they end up actually exceeding that $5 of free credit, then they'll actually have to pay. Right now, this is working with the Sandbox, it's a Polia testnet, but it activates MoonPay and runs through a flow for ETH. And what's really neat about MoonPay and Turnkey is we've got the remote signer running on a Turnkey managed company wallet. And so when payments come into the remote signer account, we can automatically trigger a contract action with a webhook. So we know who the payment came from, we know where it went, we know how much it was, we can credit it into OpenMeter. So that's the concept with this. And one of the neat features with MoonPay is we can also do LPT instead of ETH for payments. Some things to keep in mind about this is sort of building this from the ground up out from the signer. So I know a lot of folks are not really looking to have a crypto payments experience. They want like a fiat on ramp type experience. What we're aiming for here is the primitives to allow agentic payments, which will be in crypto, either USDC or ETH or LPT, however we do those pools. Um, but once you get beyond that, you can easily settle an invoice with Stripe using a debit credit card payment. In this case, it just uses Apple Pay to settle at the current rate. Um, and so you would just click pay here. It's some test data, and you'll see this go through and credit on the account. So we do have the Stripe integration as well, and the idea with that again is that might be more of a user end flow that then works through an ETH clearing. So this is actually more of like your typical like Web 2 checkout. It links with the browser and says it cleared. Um, but we do have in the works, like I said, on-chain clearing, so that once the transaction clears both phases, then it's applied to the account. So now we have a credit on the account in addition to subscription allowance that we can use. I've also updated the apps page, so you can click on app there to see the settings, or you can actually get an API key right away from here. And these are just simple bearer tokens now, so you don't have to do the whole JWT, OIDC, signer key exchange. You can if you want. There are some use cases around that we do support, including like the device login flows that will be built into the SDKs down the road. But there's the API key. And then just a further example of what this really supports longer term for builders and platforms is you get these public and private credentials here. You can also test this flow. It gives you exact curl examples on how to check your token, get your token and exchange it. There's also the administrative API, which is kind of what we're going to get to in a minute. This covers the creating users, managing customers, all of those management functions that a platform application would use. So navigating over here to our demo app, the LivePeer dashboard. You've seen this before, but this is hooked into the latest paymenthouse.com. You'll be able to create a API key and use that with the gateway just the same as we have before. But what I've also added is in the playground, we have the Hello World example. I chose this because it doesn't require a lot of like video processing. It's just an LLM request. So one of the neat features of this platform integration, of course, is because you have the M2M, you can actually issue a a token to the browser. It's a JWT, right? So this user is logged in and they're just able to use their live peer credit, um, across Payment House in this application without any complex flows or anything. You just click a button and it works. Um, so yeah, that's kind of the goal we're going for with this playground and to build this out more. Like I said, all of what I've demonstrated here today demonstrates focuses on the balance webhook and the credits and how those are applied to users. I have a couple PRs open for LivePeer Clearinghouse, including the balance webhook, the new format of the API, the composite API keys, and we'll be moving these OpenMeter Bootstrap scripts and updating those with this new subscription credit model over this week. Like I said, our project is currently about like 1.5 weeks or so behind schedule. In a sense, I think this project kind of started about a week late, so we'll continue pushing through on that. But I was excited to get this up and available for everyone, so builders can actually start building on this already. There are two other improvements planned, like an API refactor to separate that builder API from the end user API, and to also get us moved over to more components from the main clearinghouse. So yeah, happy to answer any questions with the new look and feel and functionality.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
John.
John. But for people who are more or less aware, so basically how people can use this, eventually it's in the SDK. You just need like your signer URL, right, and your API token that you get from the clearinghouse. Is that correct, right?
Yeah. So I'll just flash some API keys up here, but this is actually kind of how the config looks. So zoom in on this at all.
And it's similar for, I think, an agentic MCP server where you just need like your signer URL and then an API or bearer token, and then people can just use like the MCP server that's running locally directly, right?
Yeah, yeah, and the signer exchange will actually give you the, if you do a JWT, your JWT will give you a discover URL and a signer URL for convenience. But if all you're working with is the key, you'll need to have the signer URL as well. Again, these credentials here are for platform applications only. They differ from, let's show you here. So if you were to get an API key from one of these apps, it'll be structured a little bit different. It won't have that CS in it, which is a client secret. Um, so this can be used in a public login flow, whereas these are used in private behind your website.
Great. And when can people start experimenting with this and the clearinghouse and all the capabilities that are available?
It's available to build on now. So Chung has already been working with this with Storyboard quite a bit, and honestly, it's been it's kind of like, give me a week or so to let me finish this. We're almost done. So we've gone back and forth a lot with trying to support him as well as get Payment House up and running at the same time, kind of building the airplane as it takes off. But I think right now it's pretty stable. Like I said, the only risks would be that API refactor I'm looking to do, but the goal is to actually not affect the API surface there and just move the internal routes. So with that in mind, you should be able to go ahead and start using it. I am going to update the docs. They're at least a week or so out of date. So I'll be pushing a documentation update, and you can find docs on the left panel here. There is, speaking of the API reference, this is what I'm talking about. It's got a lot more stuff in here than it needs, and just separating this out to where if you're a platform builder versus an end user, just cleaning this up a bit. And then you also have the actual docs, and these are the ones that need to be updated. Looking to add a little more content here about the functionality of Open Meter and how credits and billing really work. So far, a lot of this documentation has been really heavy on authentication and allowances and stuff like that. So that's what we're looking to add this week. And this project is scheduled to wrap up on the 17th. However, I believe it's probably going to run about another week after that to finish all the deliverables.
Great. Yeah, I tried it with the SDKs, with the MCP, and also I was able to spin up my own clearinghouse with your stack. So that's really nice. If people have questions and want to try, can they go to your product updates, or would you point them to somewhere else?
Definitely check out paintmouse.com, and then also we have a thread where some updates are being posted here, and then I will get the forum link for everybody. I'll update that today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And also there's a question from Shane. Do you have to do typical email sign up to get the API keys, or is there a way that agents can do this without emails?
Very good question. I recently added passkey support to the login page. Let me share this real quick. So I believe an agent could use this. I've considered adding some other means for agents to get in, but they can use a pass key if they have that functionality.
If you pay with crypto, can you get API keys from a wallet?
Um, Good question. I might have to follow up on that. That's a good. I have to think through the flow. You mean? Yeah, I'm still working on the payment flows. Really, it's not quite built out to automatically clear the payments. It's more of like a web flow right now, as I mentioned. It's like that Web 2 checkout flow. But what I'm going for is every user in Payment House has a wallet. So when you log in with an account, whether it's passkey, email, or Google, you have a wallet in the background that you don't even really see. And so when those MoonPay payments come in, ideally we would build like an API for X402 and M2M payments, right? Stripe does support M2M and has a whole framework for that, but it looks like they're not supporting Arbitrum network, and that's kind of a blocker, not a hard blocker, but it makes things more difficult. So as an MVP, we're looking to use MoonPay. So when you make a payment with the MoonPay, it just goes, it's linked in with Turnkey so that the payment goes into your wallet, and our webhook will detect deposits to the user wallets as well as the remote signer wallet. So when the payment comes into the user's wallet, we clear it into the remote signer wallet, and once we see both those transactions pass, then we can hit the open meter credit. Right now, it's just like I said, more of a web 2. It's waiting for this window to close, and then it says the account's credited. So it's not really agent friendly yet for that, but that is definitely on the roadmap.
Okay, thank you very much. Shane's still typing. So yeah, if an agent has access to a crypto wallet, then uh, yeah, then what
That's a
that
good
may
idea.
be the best way to allow agents to have identity without them having an online address. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We could potentially make it so like, you set what your ETH address wallet is instead of us assigning one. And that way we could detect those payments coming into the signer directly and clear them that way. I'll look at how Stripe. I haven't really looked as much at what Stripe is doing for M2M. I know they generate deposit addresses, um, and that's something we could do, but I was just trying to keep things simple for now. Um, but that's definitely curious to see what the standard practices are out there.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's good to have like one side of the job completely done and then expand to like different payment flows.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. We are a little behind, like I said, on deliverables. So, and the payments were not like the biggest thing, but what I was, we were running these VOD jobs through the network, and I ran out of my $5 credit. I hit the balance gate. I was like, how do I get more credit? So I built a way to do that, but it took a while to navigate how OpenMeter works. So I think this is really valuable work, even though it's more on the payment house side. So I'm going to try to get this in the official repo this week.
Well, that's amazing. Looking forward to see it up and running and also using it like with the rest of Life Here stack like the SDK and the new stuff that the team is putting together. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you, Shane, for the feedback. I would look forward to working with you on that. Maybe we can come up with a way to do agent payments pretty soon.
Yeah, awesome. So let me see. Seems like this week we have a light water cooler, which makes sense since we have the big call tomorrow. So I think the next and last in the queue is me with the modbot. I just wanted to give a very quick and short update on it. So since last week, it's been up and running in the server, doing part of the moderation work. There wasn't any incidents, any messages that it should have been flagged. So there hasn't been anything happening that I can see like if it's doing a good job or not. So it's going to be it's going to continue to see like how it works. And in the meantime, I'm going to like continue check it to make sure that it is on the right track. Yep. That's basically the update from my side on the modbot. And yeah. So, as always, I don't see anyone else putting in any other name and topics. Please drop them in if you have one. But same as any other water cooler we had recently, we're gonna end this water cooler with a little shout out to the community members and what they have been doing across different work streams. So, if you want to give a pat on the back on anyone or give a shout out to someone, feel free to drop them in the chat or jump on the stage and just say it. From my side, I need to definitely say, John, you've been doing a great job with the payment clearinghouse, and definitely looking forward to see it come together with the rest of the stack that Shane and Rick are working on. And great job to the three of you.
Yeah, shout out to John and Shane as well, and for people that helped me test the live runner from Josh. That Spong, Kill Out, and also Fast Agents. Thank you for that.
Yeah, shout out to Rick and everyone testing the VOD workloads as well. It's been really helpful in making Payment House more reliable and again, thanks to Rick for doing these reviews because I know it's a lot of extra work for him.
Amazing. Anyone else? Any more shout outs? Rich, do you want to give a shout out to anyone while you were on the stage? Sorry for calling you out.
I'm yeah, I give a shout out to Doug and Steph for all the work that is going into tomorrow. Super exciting to see that come to life. Yeah, shout out to the England football team for getting to the semis and for beating the RGs tomorrow. And a shout out to you, my dad, for keeping the lights on here and also being the one testing a lot of the work that is and obviously contributing, but really testing the work that is being done by multiple different projects. So yeah, big shout out to you as well.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much, everyone, for joining this water cooler. It was a light one. We definitely look forward to see you tomorrow in the presentation. I think it's going to be awesome, and see you tomorrow. Yeah, have a good day.